Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa amma ba'd. We'll try to complete the chapter that we have taken from from the last couple of weeks. We are going from the same chapter. It says Adabul Qaza and the etiquettes or rulings related with dressing and yes, I think dressing. Wa adabun nawm, and yes, there were etiquettes of sleeping as well. So let's start. Walirrajuli huzur. Who is going to read? Huh? Okay, Ali.
وللرجل حضور لبس أنثى وعكسه للعن عليه وكرهنه بأبعد ولا بأس في لبس السراويل سترة أتم من التأزير فالبسه واقتدي بسنة إبراهيم فيه وأحمد وأصحابه والأزر أشكر وأكد وعمة مخلي حلقه من تحنك لدى أحمد مكروهة بتأكد ويحسن أن
يرخي الذؤابة
خلفه ولو شبرا أو أدنى على نص أحمد.
Okay, let's start. Bismillah. He's saying وَلِلرَّجْلِ أُهْذُرْ لُبْسَ أُنْسَى. So etiquettes of dress and libas. He's saying وَلِلرَّجْلِ أُهْذُرْ لُبْسَ أُنْسَى. A man should avoid the dresses of female, meaning a male or men should avoid the woman dress, and vice versa. وَأَقْسِي, and vice versa. Because there is a hadith in which Prophet ﷺ said, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah has cursed those men who try to behave like women or vice versa. Okay? So men should behave like men and women should behave like women, and men should wear the dresses appropriate for men and women should wear dresses appropriate for women. Okay? And we ask well-being and hidayah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So nowadays you find it is opposite. Sometimes you find the dress of a man is more covering in some sports, for example, and the dress of women is opposite. Okay, so that's why he says the dress of a woman should not be used by a man and vice versa. وَلَا بَأْسَ فِي لُبْسِ السَّرَاوِيلِ سُتْرَةً أَتَمُّ مِنَ التَّعَازِيرِ فَالْبَسُ وَاقْتَدِي. And now he's saying that لَا بَأْسَ فِي لُبْسِ السَّرَاوِيلِ, meaning pajamas. That's what he says, sarawil pajamas. Okay, he's saying there's nothing wrong in using or wearing the pajamas compared to the lungi. Okay, you know lungi is like a sheet. Sometimes it is open, and sometimes yes, it is joined or it is stitched. Like in the ihram, you put a sheet. That is the azar. So sometimes it can be completely open like azar, and sometimes people what they do, they will stitch the both corners together, so it is like a round. So he's saying the wala basa fi lubs sarawil, pajamas, if someone is wearing or using, there's no blame upon him. It provides more covering. Atammu min at-ta'zir, in compared to the izar. Izar is the lungi. So even though both are fine, lungi is also fine, sarawil is also okay, but sarawil is more better. Why? Because it provides more covering. For example, it's not trouser, pajama, or yes, like tracksuit type of. I mean the bottom one. And he says this is Sunnah of Ibrahim, meaning Ibrahim alayhi salam is the first one who initiated, who started wearing pajamas. Sunnah to Ibrahim. And then obviously it continued from there on. Prophet ﷺ and companions also used to wear sarawil. wa ahmadi wa ashabihi, meaning it is the sunnah of Prophet ﷺ and his companions. وَالْأُزْرَ أَشْهَرِ وَأَكِّدِ, and Uzra Ashari Wakkadi. What I'm understanding is that the izar is also okay. Lungi is also fine, however, sarawil are better. As he mentioned, because there is more covering. I mean, even if you are going into ruku or sitting, yes, you are relaxed with the tracksuit or with the pajamas. If it is lungi, then you have to be more careful that nothing is being exposed. Okay, وَإِمَّةُ مُخْلِي حَلْقِهِ مِنْ تَحَنُّكٍ لَدَى أَحْمَدٍ مَكْرُوهَةٌ بِتَأَكُّدِ. And now he's talking about the imama. What imama means? The turban. Okay? It's not the Saudi Gutra, we are talking about the turban. You see the Sudani people and Afghani people, they use turban. So he's saying a turban that is free from Hanaka is okay, but disliked. Meaning a turban that hasn't got any tail. For example, you find the Sudani people, they use the turban, and at the end, not at the end, meaning the beginning one, they leave it a tail behind, and then they start putting the turban. So there is a, what we call, zail or tail or something. That's called tahniq in Arabic. So he's saying, an imama that hasn't got that that tail, I'm not sure which word to be used describing. I mean, yes, something is left. For example, actually it is a big sheet or so, and the cloth will be soft one, and they will fold it many times. Okay, so it becomes like a muffler. And then the starting one you leave there, so something is hanging behind. That is. And then the other side you put it around your head and then stick it inside. So he's saying an imama that has got tail, something hanging, is better than the one which hasn't got. وَيَحْسُنُ أَن يُرْخِي الذُّعَابَةَ خَلْفَهُ وَلَوْ شِبْرًا عَوَدْنَا عَلَى نَصِّ أَحْمَدٍ. How much tail you should leave it? He's saying shibran means half a foot, or little bit more, little bit less.
Two like two of them.
No, shibr.
Is this one?
I think this is the shibr.
Yeah, so
Half of the foot.
No, I mean like this, so that would be like around the body.
Okay, this one from there till there, half a foot. That is the foot, isn't it?
Yeah.
However, it is not necessary. I mean, half a foot. Sometimes it can be a little bit less or a little bit more, but obviously it should not be hanging or dragging beneath. No, it should come to the your waist or bottom or so, because it is something on behind, and it won't look good if it is you have left it too much hanging and going on your waist or a little bit on your bottom or below. It should be like half a foot or a little bit more or less. But if there is nothing left, still it's okay. وَيَحْسُنُ أَن يُرْخِي الذُّعَابَةَ خَلْفَهُ. He's saying it is better to have something that is hanging behind. Okay, now he's talking about which type of cloth is good meaning for which type of cloth or which type of color is better. وَأَحْسَنُ مَلْبُوسٍ بِيَاضٌ. He's saying use the white color. I mean, a cloth or dress made of white color, white cloth is better, because of the famous hadith in which Prophet ﷺ said, "Ilbasul bayat," meaning use white color, and that is better for a living person, and that is better to be used as a shroud, as a coffin for a person when he passes away. Okay, and the ihram is also white, isn't it? You see, the ihram is also white color. Okay, however, using other colors like gray or black, they all are fine. We are talking about the white is better. أحسن ملبوس بياض لميت وحي. I mean, the white cloth is better for living and for dead. Okay, فبيض مطلقا لا تسودي. Mean the complete white is better. I mean, if it is mixed with white and other pattern also, that's also okay. But if it is completely white, that is more better. Okay, what about the other colors? I'm not sure, may be coming. Other colors are fine as well. The black, grey, green. I mean, Sufi has taken the green color as a symbol for them. So if you are avoiding that, is good. Because now they have taken it as a... So if you see the turban green, or if you see the topi green, yes, so now it has become symbolic to them, then it's good to avoid. Otherwise, people may think same about the one who uses the green color imama or green color topi and so on. And where they have taken the green, the gumbad. I mean, how do you say? Dome, or the kubba over the mosque or grave of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. In the sense that, yes, in the sense that it wasn't there at the time of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, or even in the following generation. The dome was made by the Turkey government or so.
No,
if I'm not wrong.
It was like one of those Ayyubid guys from 600.
I mean before Turkeys.
Yeah, way before Turkey.
Oh, way before.
600 years after.
Okay, anyway, so 600 years after the time, the golden generation, the time of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So it wasn't there.
But I think they've come off it now, the Brailleries of the green color.
I think they have changed the color?
Yeah, they do all colors now.
No, I mean the dome color is still green, or have it been
It's still
changed?
green, but like, where before they'll only wear green.
I mean the Saudi government managed to change many things. I remember when we were studying.
That's right.
So,
They've come off it now, haven't
They do like black and white now, because of their leader's great. Like he has a dome now.
Before the mosque of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and the area that was built by the Turkey government, inside it was reddish and more colorish inside. Okay, and so the government was trying to change and make it a little bit more less colorful or so, but wasn't, yes, because of the political issues, and people would make a big deal out of it, and Turkey government would say, look, it was our forefathers who did, so why you're changing? They were hesitant, but they have done it. Last time I went, I found it lighter color inside. So I'm not sure whether, if they want, they can change the color of the dome from green to grey or something.
Take the whole thing down and all.
If they want, they can. But obviously it will create a fitna, and these Bareilwis are in majority everywhere. They will make a big issue out of it. They say, oh, these people are showing disrespect to the Prophet ﷺ and his grave, and they make a big fitna. So sometimes it is good to avoid. Meaning, I mean, keep the less evil in order to protect yourself from the greater fitna of greater evil. Okay, so green is fine, any other color is fine, except for, it is coming there, except for red, for male. And the red that is prohibited for male is the red which is completely red, being pure red and complete, not mixed with other color. But let's say if red is mixed with black or white or other, then it's fine. Okay, ولا باس بالمصبوغ من قبل غسله مع الجهل في أصباغ أهل التعود. And now he's saying that a cloth that is colored and sold by non-Muslims, a cloth that is being sold by non-Muslims, it is fine to use it. And you're not, meaning, yes, and you're not allowed, not, let's say not allowed, you shouldn't be researching what type of cloth is it, whether it is najis or not, and shall I wear it after washing. For example, you buy clothes from Primark and many other shops, and you start using it, and then you wash it thereafter. Not necessarily you have bought it and then wash and start using. So that's what he's saying. وَلَا بَاسَ بِالْمَسْبُوخِ مِنْ قَبْلِ غَسْلِ. Any cloth that has been colored by non-Muslim people, yes, there's no need to ask what the material was and what the color was, whether from halal or haram, and whether the cloth is najis or not, because it has been prepared by those people. No. As long as apparently it is clean, there's no traces of najas upon it, then yes, use. Even before washing, you can use. Okay, the general ruling is this: any place, for example, or any cloth is regarded as clean unless you spot otherwise, unless you spot some impurity on them. For example, this place, if nothing is there of impurities, good, meaning it's okay, you can pray there. وَقِيلَ إِكْرَحَنْهُ مِثْلُ مُسْتَعْمَلِ الْإِنَاءِ. And some scholars said that the clothes that have been colored by Yahud or non-Muslim people, okay, don't use it before washing. Meaning after you have bought it from the market, wash it and then use. وَقِيلَ إِكْرَحَنْهُ, meaning using before washing it. Some of the scholars said it's makruh. And they say the same rule, meaning they say the same rule is applicable. The rule that applies for the vessels. Meaning if you have the vessels made by or used by non-Muslims, so when you, yes, meaning when you buy them, or if you have borrowed vessels from your neighbor, you wash them before you cook food in them. Okay, so they say that's the same rules apply for the clothes. But there's a difference. The vessels, yes, we need to wash them before use. Why so? Because they are known to drink alcohol and so on and so forth, and cook pork, meat, and many other things. I mean, the general ruling is if you have borrowed a tray, let's say, and nothing is there, then you can use it. But if you wash them, that's fine, because sometimes they serve this type of food. So from here, some of the scholars said it is good to wash, but the previous ruling is better or more stronger, that you don't need to wash those clothes that have been colored or prepared by non-Muslims unless you spot some impurity. Okay, وَإِن تَعْلَمِ التَّنْجِيسَ فَاغْسِلْهُ تَحْتَدِي. If you spot some impurity on those clothes or on the vessels or so, then obviously you have to wash them before using. وَأَحْمَرَ قَانٍ وَالْمُؤَصْفَرَ فَكْرَهًا. And qanin means a pure red. Okay, a cloth that is completely red. Okay, it's not allowed for men, we are talking about. As for women, they can, if I'm not wrong, because women are meant to, they're meant to beautify themselves, especially for the husbands. So a cloth or dress prepared by red color, completely red, is makruh. Okay, there is a hadith, Prophet ﷺ came out with a hulla, meaning a dress made of red. And he was handsome, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted him the blessings of this world. I mean, physical and religious and all type of. Okay, so the answer for that one is it wasn't made of completely red. I mean, the background was red and there were some patterns. Also, patterns made of other color. وَالْمُؤَصْفَرْ فَكْرَهًا. And he's saying a mu'asfar cloth is also makruh. Why is mu'asfar cloth?
Yellow.
I don't think it's saffron. Rather, it is a type of grass. Okay, people used to use it for color their clothes. Okay, and it will bring something yellowish. Something yellowish. So he's saying that mu'asfar is makruh. Mu'asfar means a cloth that has been colored using this plant. Okay, and from here there's another hadith in which Prophet ﷺ said, don't use yellow. That is the color used by disbelieving people. It's right. You see Hindus and you see even Sikh, even what we say, Christians, when they baptize or something, they use, I think, the yellow one. And Sikhs as well, the turban, and the Hindus. Okay, so he's saying, فَكْرَهًا لِلُّبْسِ رِجَالٍ حَسْبَ فِي النَّاسِ. Okay, this is the pure red or the pure yellow. It is makruh for the rijal. I mean, women can use them. ولا تكرهن في نفسه ما سبقته من الزعفران البهتي لون المورد. Now he's saying, if a cloth has been colored by saffron, okay, if you color any cloth by saffron, what type of color it will bring. It's not completely yellow, it is something between yellow and reddish. لون المورد, meaning if you use saffron for coloring your white cloth, let's say, it won't turn it completely yellow. It will be like orangey color, something between yellow and red. So he's saying that is fine, unless you are in state of ihram. Because in ihram we've been told not to use saffron, because saffron will bring some smell as well. Okay? Saffron, if you use saffron for coloring your ihram or any cloth, so there will be smell. So during the state of ihram, don't use a cloth colored by saffron. And normal, other than the ihram, it's fine. Okay, saffron, by the way, is used in sweets as well. When you prepare sweet dish also, you put a little bit.
Very expensive.
It is expensive. And they say it is very healthy. وَلَيْسَ بِلُبْسِ السُّوفِ بَاسٌ وَلَا الْقَبَى. Now he's saying, okay, he mentioned what type of clothes or color should be avoided. Now he's saying, وَلَيْسَ بِلُبْسِ السُّوفِ. There's nothing wrong in using cloth dyes made of woolen cloth. Woolen cloth is fine. For example, the sweater and the jumper and the coat, okay, made of wool also, there's nothing wrong. A woman can use and as well as men. Wala al-qaba, and there's no harm in using qaba. What qaba means? Qaba is like the type of mishla. You see the Saudi people that wear over the clothes? How do you say bishte? Okay, you know what we are talking about. Over the soap they have something and it is open from top to bottom.
See-through.
It's not see-through, it is... Huh? For example, nowadays people use after taking bath or so, and then you tie, so yeah, something similar. Dressing gown. So he's saying there's nothing wrong using cover. You need to have something wear already, then on top of that you use cover. Or if you are using only the dressing gown, it needs to be covered properly and tied. So yes, your body or your private parts are not exposed. Okay, so that is fine. Suf is fine for men and women as well as the qaba. Well, burnus. Burnus is also okay. What burnus means? Okay, yeah, the cloth that got hoodies. Sometimes it is with the sweater and sometimes you find even thobe. Some of the thobe have hoodie as well. Moroccan one. So that is called burnus. Burnus means a cloth that got hoodie attached to it. Okay, فَافْهَمُوا وَقْتَدِي. So he's saying, try to understand these rulings and follow them. وَيَحْسُنُ تَنْظِيفُ الثِّيَابِ وَتَيُّهَا. He's saying it is good to clean your clothes and tayyuha, and it is good to iron them. Okay, he doesn't mean the iron. I don't know whether iron, yes, iron might not have been in use there, but he's saying fold them properly. Clean them and fold them properly. So they are less, what we say?
Creased.
Now we use the iron. Yeah, during our childhood in the madrasa, there was no electricity. There was no electricity, and people used to have the iron that would be used with coils also. You put the hot coils. Okay, not everyone can afford those things. Yes. So sometimes the kameez from the back side would be so bad that yes. And because the children or students, they use once in a while. So if you are using iron once in a while, you find it really hard to to iron them. ويحسن تنظيف الثياب وطيها ويكره ما طول الغنى لبس كالردي. Pay attention, he's saying ويكره ما طول الغنى, meaning if you have means and you are rich and you can afford, So it is disliked to wear very low quality clothes also. Is it clear now? Meaning if you have means, don't go extravagant and don't look for brand always. Okay? Try to follow the middle. And don't go to very low as well. Because this hadith says that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed His blessings upon you, He wants to see the impact of those blessings on your life, on your clothes. So if you are a rich person and buying cheap ones, yes, what you are trying to say that you are very poor or what? I mean, when you are rich, then yes, don't be extravagant. Being extravagant is always disliked, but at the same time, don't go too low as well.
So like in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, this is when you can afford. For example, if you cannot afford, then buy cheap one. There's nothing wrong.
Does this enter وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ?
Yes. And there's hadith which says that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed His blessing, He likes to see the impact of those blessings upon person's life and his dressings and the quality of the life that he.
Sheikh, I mean, we should get the best thobes in, isn't it, Sheikh? We should get the best thobes in. صح.
How do you say?
In صاحب الخياط, we should get the best thobes. They're cheap anyway, صح?
They're cheap.
Yeah.
They're good.
Not here, but like abroad.
Yes, you have to ask them. What about the ready-made one? Aren't they cheap?
Here they're £50.
Not.
The khayat in the country be £25. £15.
No, I mean the ready-made there back in Saudi and Kuwait.
And it's like £8.
£8.
So yeah, so you're better off getting a khayat. It's better.
£8.
It's just like a rip-off now, but even like when they're selling Islamic clothing and all that,
Mm.
rip-off.
Here.
Everywhere.
But you go,
Inshallah, mashallah.
this thing here, this is actually remade. This is not tailored, this one.
What about making your own?
So why someone should do the business here?
It's hardship going back and forth and sending it abroad. The shipping might not be worth it.
Huh?
The shipping and stuff is plus. Unless you take a fat order when you go somewhere or then come back.
I mean, in London you may find those shops, isn't there?
There's a khayat in Birmingham.
I don't know. Okay, Khayyat means tailor. The one who. Okay, let's carry on. وما يشبه الزنار يكره مطلقا ومزر به أو شبه لبس التهاودي. Okay, he's saying whatever looks like zannar, avoid it. What zannar is? Meaning a cloth made in a way that you tighten it from the middle. Sometimes you find a woman having a maxi or something, and yes, they put a belt or it is tightened at the waist or so. So,
That's what the Turkish people wear. They wear that thing.
the belt that they use.
They do. That's their cultural dress, I think.
Okay, even men they have the shirts and they're in it, and then.
Saudis wear them as well. Some Saudis, like, and they've got that either like a
Yemenis, that's Yemenis.
Yeah,
But they got the
Yemenis.
the safe in it. And the safe.
they've got the
Okay, what he's saying that this type of clothes, where it is tied from the middle, is disliked, and it's more so for women. Why it is more so for women? Because it yes, and it tells the size of the waist and yes. For example, if it is loose and if it is made in a way that it is tight there and then it goes loose, so it may describe the
shape of the body.
yes. And for men as well. For men, when they are what we say, you in your clothes and then you got a trouser and you're putting belt. So again, something similar for men as well.
Sheikh, what about the skinny jeans that are so tight?
That's why.
Ripped jeans, skinny jeans.
It's complete about them. It's like proper tight. It's like
People want to show their, like,
I mean, the general ruling is that it should be loose and it should not describe the size of your body or your parts. And it shouldn't be see-through.
Let's take for some of the jobs, it's mandatory, or the expectation is for, because in this country, I think the jobs are expected. So, for example, you have to even wear the
Tie.
and the suit and belt and everything.
No, but they don't tell you to wear tight ones.
Yeah, the skinny fit, regular fit, all that sort
not
of
the
thing,
belt,
isn't it? Like,
normal.
I'll wear baggy
Some people
ones.
pay extra money to wear tight clothes.
That's
a big cut.
I mean, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ, fear Allah as much as you can. Okay, وَلَا بَأْسَ فِي شَدِّ الْإِزَارِ. Okay, when he's saying tighting in the middle, okay, for those clothes that is from top and bottom is one, and you're tightening from middle. For example, yes, now you have what we say, the trouser or pajama, and it is tightened, that's fine because you have something on top of it, yes. Like the izar, for example, if you don't tie them, how you're going to wear? So that's what he's saying, وَلَا بَأْسَ فِي شَدِّ الْإِزَارِ. Izar or even pajama, sarawil, and you are tightening them, that's fine because you have some other clothes on top of it. But for example, if someone is wearing a big soap and something, and then putting a belt here in the middle, then it is wrong. Okay, وَلُبْسُ الْحَرِيرِ أُهْذُرْ. And now he's talking about a lubsul harir. What harir means? Silk. Okay, saying lubsul harir, a cloth or dress made of silk is prohibited. Ala kulli balighin, prohibited upon every grown up. Seva ledheni, meaning, yeah, he said not for children. I mean, it is prohibited for grown up men, not for young children or so. Aw kamilin, or harbi juhadi, it's not jarb, or harbi juhadi. Okay, this misprinting. So let me put it into in its perspective. So using silk is haram for men. Any dress made of pure silk is haram for men. What for women, it is fine, they can use. As I mentioned, meaning women are meant to beautify themselves, especially for the husband, so they can use silk. And there's a hadith, the Prophet ﷺ, one day, he came, meaning he came into the mosque, and he had a gold in one his hand, and in another hand he holded the silk. And he said, look, these two haram for male, and they are fine, or they are allowed for female. So gold is haram for men, silk is haram for men, but women can use them. Okay, and he said it is haram upon grown-up people, meaning a child, a boy, let's say 10 year, 12 year, he hasn't grown up yet, it's fine for him. But that is wrong. Okay, saying it is okay for children or for the boys, those who haven't grown up yet, is wrong. Why is wrong? Because you are bringing, you are making your boy wear it, so you have the sin, not him. And yes, and it won't give them the good tarbiyah. They may grow up thinking it's fine for them to be used. I mean, if you bought a dress made of silk for your son, 12 years old, you will be sinful because you are buying for your son, and it will give him, I mean, yeah, he will grow up having wrong idea about silk. So the correct opinion is, even for the children, I mean the male, don't make them wear silk. Aw kamilin, and then he says if you got some problems, meaning skin issues or so, something, rashes or skin issues, and any rough cloth, meaning yes, because of the sensitivity or so, meaning if it is creating problem, and if doctors advise you that if you use, obviously silk is very soft, okay, if they advise you that you should wear silk, and if it will cause less rashes or less skin issues or so, then you got excuse. There you are allowed. Or harbi juhadin, or when you are having a fight against, or you are engaged in jihad, for example, against the juhadi, against those who disbelieve or deny the Creator. So you are allowed. Why you are allowed for? Meaning when you're participating in the ghazwa, you are allowed. Why? Because there you meant to show your power. There you meant to annoy your enemies. Okay? Another thing that is allowed is when you walk boastfully. Let's say the rows are being prepared and the fight is about to start, and if you're walking, showing your muscles and walking boastfully, that's also allowed. Not allowed. It is encouraged at that particular time. Okay, you find these gymnastic men and women sometimes before they start, they walk in that way. Okay, that's absolutely wrong. But when I happened to saw them, then I remember that this type of walk is allowed at that particular time, because you are annoying your enemies. You are showing your strength, your muscles, and you're walking arrogantly or boastfully. Okay. So when the silk is allowed, if you have, for men we are talking about, when you have skin problem or jihad, or one is kaml. Kaml means what do you call laces? Lies. I mean, you got a problem in your ears or so. I don't know how it is related with the silk or other clothes. Because it is in your head, isn't it? Not on your body. Takia, okay. I mean, it's not, I don't think nothing to do with the silk. You can get it treated by other ways. Okay, فَجَوِّزْهُ فِي الْأُولَى وَحَرِّمْهُ فِي الْأَصَحِ. So in the first, he has excluded 3. He said for children, I mean for boys, boys below 15 years old, he said it's fine. So he said, فَجَوِّزْهُ فِي الْأُولَى. I mean, in the first case it is fine. وَحَرِّمْهُ فِي الْأَصَحِ. But according to correct opinion, even in the first case it is haram. That's what I said. For boys under 15, still it is good, not good, it is haram upon them. Okay, for حَرِّمْهُ فِي الْأَصَحِ عَلَى هَذِهِ الصِّبْيَانِ, meaning even for the children or boys below 15, it is haram. Okay, when we say the silk is haram upon men, what type of silk? He said, min musmatin zidi. What type of silk is that is haram? Pure silk. Okay, not the fake or artificial one. Pure silk. And pure silk and the material of silk is more. For example, let's say a cloth is mixed of silk and polyester, let's say. Okay, and 60% is from silk and 40% is wool or polyester. Then it is haram. But let's say it is the other way around. Then say yes, I think the scholars have said if it is less than 50%, and the other material is the more that has been used, then it's fine, they say. Okay, and the other exception is, let's say you got cloth that is made of pure silk, but it is not the whole cloth. Let's say only your collar or something here or something pattern here and there. Okay, and the other meaning the majority of your dress is made of other material, then also fine. If the whole dress is made of pure silk, then it is haram. Or if the silk is more than 50%, the material of silk is more than 50, then again it is haram. But if it is less than 50, let's say, and any other material is more than 50, then scholars say it is okay. وَيَحْرُمُ بَيْءٌ لِلرِّجَالِ لِلُبْسِهِمْ وَتَخِيثِهِ وَالنَّسْجِ فِي نَسِّ أَحْمَدَ وَيَحْرُمُ بَيْءٌ لِلرِّجَالِ. And if you are selling silk for men, for example, you are not wearing, but you are selling soap made of silk, is that okay? No, because you are helping other people to use something that is prohibited. And in the same way, if you are preparing a cloth for men made of silk, that's also haram, and the money that you are making through stitching those clothes is haram as well. وَالنَّسْجِ, and if you are preparing, nasj means it's not stitching, I mean you are preparing the cloth using the thread made of silk, and the cloth that you are preparing is for men. Okay, so the bottom line is, if something haram, all the activities related with that thing will be haram. Whether it is cutting those type of clothes for men, selling clothes made of silk, it is haram. You're not using for yourself, but you're selling other people to use. And if you're stitching or if you are preparing, all this is haram, even though you're not going to use for them for yourself. Because the bottom line is, don't participate or help each other in acts of disobedience. تعاونوا البر والتقوى ولا تعاونوا الإثم والعدوان. Any questions? I think we have finished that. Any question related to the issues that we have taken?
Was there a reason why we can't wear red?
When we said red, it's pure red. I can't think of any reason other than
Just not wear red?
no. There's something more suitable for women.
Makes sense.
It resembles like the fire or
No, not necessarily. I mean, men need to be rough and tough, and
And if they were,
and some colors that is more suitable for men.
Hey, I knew he was going to say something.
For example, orange color, pink color, red color, pure red.
It's like girly.
Girlish color.
Yeah.
What people think about red? They say it's boys' color.
you don't think anything.
Here, I mean the middle.
Yeah.
Blue is boys' color.
Blue, I swear.
Pink is girlish.
That was a good point. You mentioned football. You know, like football kits where you have like a kuffar's name on the back.
Mm.
You have like Ronaldo or someone.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Are you like to?
I've never had it before.
I mean, it's not encouraged.
تعظيم لهم.
But I haven't got nothing. Nothing on the back. No.
What about not the individuals' name? The clubs' names, Liverpool and Arsenal.
Oh, Arsenal, shit.
Manchester United.
Yeah, Arsenal.
That may be less serious than having the name of those individuals, because they're not Muslims. So it likes you're glorifying them.
Just don't play football.
Okay, shall we take or stop here? What do you think? Muqaddimah. I mean, the next chapter is about alcohol. Okay, khamr. Bayul asir. But it's not about the khamr. We have taken about khamr, but something related. He's saying bayul asir, selling the juices. Wal inab, and selling grapes. Was sharab, and again the juice or something that is used for drinking. Wa alatul lahw, and selling the alatul lahw. Alatul lahw means the instrument of, how do you say, amusement. Wa mu'amalatu man khalat al haram, and dealing with those people who are involved in haram. So he's not talking about directly khamr, because I think we already we already discussed this issue. He's saying selling juice. Okay, selling juice is okay, but you know that this particular person is a drunk, meaning he uses this juice, buys from you, and going to use it to leave it. I mean, if you leave the juice for a given period or so, it turns out alcohol. Yes, which can intoxicate. For example, you prepare juice from dates, let's say, or grape. If you use them within 2-3 days, I think it's fine. After that, it will. Yes, it will. Meaning its essence gets changed and it turns to be alcohol and intoxicates the person. So that's what he's saying. Selling juices for these type of people is haram. Haram in the sense that though you're not selling alcohol, but you know that these people For example, bar people, someone is running a bar. Why he's buying these grapes from you? In order to prepare. So don't sell the grapes for this type of individuals.
Is it even sitting around?
Yes, it is. It is. We've been told not to sit in a gathering on a table where alcohol is being served, unless you have no choice. Like for example, nowadays in flights, they serve alcohol, and you may find that the person sitting next to you is asked for drinks. Obviously, they don't give them in a bigger quantity where they can get drunk and start causing trouble for people, but they give you. Still, that's wrong. But you have no choice there. And what is sad is that even these airlines, Kuwaiti and Qatari and Emirati, all of them, so except for the Saudi. I think Saudi don't serve.
And PIA,
Huh?
PIA.
Are you sure? That's good.
Only one good thing.
No, it is good if they don't serve.
Imam, what about these brothers who support these clubs and they got like, shaitan